It's good to be alive and it's good to be live. Welcome to another episode of The World According to Beatrice, Noel. And again, I'm just caught up in all the different looks that you have, and I always have to mention it. Chaka Khan's song, I'm every woman, it's all in me. Any man that with you can be so faithful, but he'll be cheating at the same time. I have to say that because he'll be a faithful adulterer.
Yeah, exactly.
You know I'm crazy. We're live right now. It feels good to be. Like I said, we're going to get right into it. And you've been sending me some awesome communications. And like I said, we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. I'm going to remain here. I'm going to mute myself, put the fan on. I'll be talking back and forth with you, but I'm going to start sweating bullets in a little while because this African heat is always kicking. That's why I'm leaning up so much. But how are you feeling this afternoon? And
a little sleepy, but okay, because I'm almost done.
A little sleepy too. Sleepy Sunday.
Yeah, I've been sleeping late doing my homework, man. But I got 2 more weeks and I'm done with school. Jeez.
Well, so you're hard working though, and you're focused, and you're brilliant.
Yeah, like they put me in 6 classes, man. Like what the hell? 6 courses at the same time.
6. Wow.
Yeah, so now I got 4 left.
Let me tell you something. When I have 6 screens up on my computer, that's making me have brain hemorrhages.
Exactly.
Seriously, that's a lot. And then you got to lug yourself from one. I mean, whoa, that's crazy. I
flipped them. Then I'm like, you're like sabotaging me. Why you give me 6 courses? I mean, that's true. I got a life. I have to work, and now I cannot work because I have to focus on 6 courses. And that really irritated me.
So when you're working, your mind is studying and looking over things. And I would bet that you would use some of that time to also take care of what you have going on. Then you got home, your own personal stuff. You got to sleep. You got to eat. Man.
Yeah, because my mom's going through chemo too. So I have to find time to take her to the hospital. Yes. And I'm diabetic. I need to see doctors all the time myself too.
Right. Wow. I applaud you. You're really making the best of the time that you have. And it's a wonderful thing. You're an example of what one can do at their time. So when people say, well, I don't have the time, I don't have the time. You make time. You actually slow time down and make it work for you. Even though it could be big, you still manage to squeeze it out. Look at the people who are sitting down, not doing anything at all. And they just say, well, one day when I hit the lottery, I'm going to. No, you're making it happen right now. You're planting the seeds.
Exactly.
When the comes,
I bet if you were to add up all the dollars you invested in that lottery, probably you invested $1 million that you will never win.
Hey, see that? And you do all of this and still change your look. Lord of mercy.
That's why I don't invest in lottery, man. That's a lot of money right there.
I know.
I could buy a house with all those dollars. Nah,
but man. See, you are your own lottery. That's the philosophy I go by. You are your own lottery. Tap the seeds of greatness from within and make it happen. Nobody can slow you down. You don't have to follow on anybody else's timeline. You do what you do. You think about the life that you want to live. Don't fall under anybody else's dictates where they start what you can and can't do, what you should do. I don't deal with people like that. I stay focused, and that's why I guess I find myself alone a lot. You know what I mean? Because, but I'm happy.
You cannot always follow the herd. I mean, that's why we're sentient. That's why you're an intelligent being. So you don't have to follow anybody.
You can think for yourself. That's right. That's right. So talk to me, sister. Let's get into it. What do you have?
Awesome. Today? Well, when you said that you wanted us to do it on Sunday, all I was focusing on is because what we talked last time about why the leaders now don't have a backbone, why they cannot do what Malcolm X or Fred Hampton was able to do. Right. And there's always the same component. First of all, it's faith. Malcolm X was a very pious man. For example, Thomas Sankara was a very pious man. And even in Haiti, when Bookman guy organized the first revolution, he too was a very, very pious man. So they call him Bookman because he was Muslim, and even though his master was beating on him, he refused to let go of his Quran. That's why he's called Bookman.
Oh,
And when the
wow.
master, and when the master saw that he wouldn't relinquish the Quran, he burned the Quran on his chest.
Dang. But I didn't know that. Book. They call him Book.
Yeah, you can look up Baina below because she gives out the Haitian history to the T. That's how I learned so much from her about the Haitian history, because there's tons of video about her on YouTube. But she always freaks out my mom because she said, she always saying that if she would, in the previous life, probably she was Dessalines, the first Haitian emperor that we had. So he was freaked out. Because my mom thinks that she thinks that she's a man, or I'm like, no. No, see, for me, I take it as if she embraces their bravura or their fortitude to change the status quo. That's how I see it.
Right.
And for a while the 1980s and 1970s, she used to come here and talk too, like about the revolution and about, empowerment of Black people. So there's that thing too. I think that what the second component is, for example, for Thomas Sankara or for Malcolm X, they're men from the people, which means they're not like have tons of degrees or have money coming in fresh with their nice suit and their stupid ass entourage. No, they kept it real. Even with Fred Hampton, when you listen to him, when he said, I am revolutionary. Like, let's keep this shit real. Because when you start doing that, you're misleading people. Especially if you start asking for money because you need jets. What the fuck you need the jet for? Shit, I would like to have a yacht. Well, I got to give you my money. Yeah, no. Those are fake profits. Fake profits. When it comes to me and Lance, we're like bootleg sermonists. Because I don't want your money. I just want to tell the truth.
Well, is it a coincidence that they call it profit? There's two ways of spelling profit, but the way we think they're spelling it a different way. They're thinking Profits. Profits.
Exactly. So the third component is the self-empowerment of the people, not the self-empowerment so you can pay them, but like they're making you feel good about it and making you see that you are worth something. That way, Bookman, the fact that he was a Muslim, he embraced it, because they always said that he was a voodoo priest. No, he was an imam. He was a Muslim. But he still, like him and like the priestess, they managed to gather all the tribes. Because remember, when they bring slave in, they mix the tribes so you wouldn't be able to communicate. But he managed to do that, to make them communicate amongst each other and gather the tribes to have the first Haitian revolution.
But they don't teach it right in schools, though. They blow over that stuff. They don't want us to know.
Oh, they whitewash it. Because remember, Haiti was occupied several times by the Americans and by the Germans. They whitewash it. That's what's wrong. So, but at the same time, that's why they always say it's the conqueror that writes history. That information, like for example, Baina knows, she found it here in American libraries.
Well, it's always going to be somewhere hidden right up under our noses where we can't, but they're not going to put it out there for us.
No, because if you know, then you're going to start rising up and revolt. That's the problem. That's why, like I said the last time, they always pick the smartest of us, like they pimp the smartest. So now, since you get all the money and the status, you forget about your brothers. And if they cannot do that, then they kill you, like they did Fred Hampton, because Fred Hampton was point blank murdered by the FBI. The same way, but Thomas Sankara even hurts even more. But even Fred Hampton, they had the brother betraying the Black Panther. And that's some bullshit. They got some slaves.
Isn't that how it always works? To get one of us to come and do something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, except there with Thomas, it's his best friend who betrayed him. Blair Composer, it was his best friend. How fucked up that is, man? You betrayed your best friend for the colonizer. What the fuck for? Because since they killed Sankara, all the effort Sankara did to make Burkina Faso self-sufficient, it just went down the drain. You know, from that one, it just spiraled down to chaos again. Because even when he changed the name of Burkina Faso means the land of righteous man, the land of honest man. So by just saying that brought pride back to the people. And he not only changed Burkina Faso, he changed the mentality of all Africa. That's why they murdered him. So that's the thing I really admire about him. He didn't want to wear fancy clothes. He didn't want fancy cars. He didn't want a fancy house. Actually, he made it law. Officials are not to wear fancy clothes. They are not to have fancy stuff. They are not to fly first class. Because you have to be just like the people.
That's right.
And when he died, he left nothing but 2 guitars, 2 broken bicycles, and a broken freezer. That's all he had. The house he had was a rental, and it was a small house.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, but then every time you hear the, colonizers talk about, or like white media, about Sankara, all you hear is like dictatorship, or he did this wrong, he did that wrong. They will never tell you what they did right. Never. The same way when they talk about Dessalines, the first Haitian emperor, they always say that he used to rape white women. He murdered all the white masters, but what the fuck else you wanted him to do? You've been beating and raping on us for 400 years. And now you have a problem with us murdering the rest of you? What the fuck?
Tit for tat.
Exactly.
Just want to let you know, it's a really bad storm over here, so I'm going to keep myself on mute because you can hear the noise. It's really coming down hard. So I'm all right.
Yeah, no, it ain't so bad. It ain't so bad. But, that's how we Haitian really think. And that's why they're always putting their foot on our neck and try to whitewash our culture as much as possible. And I think that's why Haitian here, they wear the flag, because that's all we have left. That's all they cannot take from us. It's the flag. That's all remind us of who we really were. Because when we had our independence, we didn't only wanted freedom for ourselves. In the first Constitution of 1805, it was said any black man is escaping slavery, any black man seeking their freedom, you come to Haiti, automatically you are a free man and a Haitian. And the Constitution also said in 1805 that no white man whatsoever had a right to land in Haiti. That's why in 1915, when they came in and occupied us, that's the first thing they changed in our Constitution at gunpoint to make sure white people can take our land from us, because that's exactly what they're doing. Taking our land from us. By doing so, they keep they know exactly who to deport. They deport the hardcore rapists, criminals, and drug dealers, and the exact same people they call criminals that they keep exporting in Haiti. They actually fund them guns and ammunition to terrorize the Haitian population. I think that's why Karen the other day said, "Why you hate America so much?" I don't hate America. I'm American. But this is some fucked up shit. Do you want me to applaud this? I'm not going to applaud this. This is fucked up. It's just wrong. And that's the thing. I mean, it's only like probably 1% of Haitian who are like living it good. So you mean 99% of us who barely can get by, barely can make money, barely can survive, and you still got to put your stupid ass racist foot on our neck? What the fuck? So no, I will not stay quiet. I will say something. And that's a another component too. Like when pastors always say, "Oh, have faith." What the fuck is faith? I would not tell you to have faith. I would tell you to just walk the path of God. Because once it's a choice. You choose to not do your brother wrong. You choose to not backstab him. You choose to not talk bad about him. You choose to behave like a righteous man, like people from Burkina Faso. You choose that. And as you choose that, everything will align your way. Everything will go just right because you chose to walk the right path. That's how it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, yes, other people will hurt you because most likely because you do not want to behave like them. But it's not a reason to turn back and and choose to act like them. You just choose to do the right thing. And that's why every time the revolution worked in Haiti, that's why the Panther movement got momentum here in the United States. That's how Malcolm X became so popular, because he chose to do the right thing. He chose to tell the truth no matter what. Because even Dessalines said it the day before which I think was November in 1803, the day before the last strike to French occupation. He said it because their tribe leaders was like, "Oh, how we gonna win? How we gonna do this? How we gonna do that?" So he was like, "The day you stop bitching and talking shit, and you actually want your freedom at all costs, the day you're no longer afraid to die for your freedom, that's the day you will kick out French occupation, and that will even need to lead you." Because you know exactly what you want. You want your freedom. And that's exactly what happened. That day, nobody was afraid of dying anymore. That day, it was not in their mind. There was no doubt that they do not want occupation anymore. And that's how they kick out French occupation. But all that, if you go like an American history book or French, they tell, oh, they were raping and murdering white masses. But hell yeah, you've been raping us and murdering us for 400 years. What the fuck do you expect? Almost 500 million black people was murdered. Mistreated from transatlantic, transpacific slavery.
Tell it.
And you got a problem with us getting angry and beat the shit out of you for once? Kick you the fuck out? I already know they call me a black supremacist. I'm no black supremacist. I'm just saying it how it is, man. How it is. Because for the white man, they're never comfortable. Why we have to always talk about this? Why can't we move on? It's like you have a rapist rape the shit out of you and tell you why you can't move on. Excuse me? Excuse me? Well, I'm watching the slave patrol murdering black people. Do you know that probably we're at 2,000 black innocent people getting murdered every year by the police? Black innocent unarmed people. So I'm looking at it. People are asking what we're gonna do. I'm like, probably gonna have to be like the Black Panther and Malcolm X, armor themselves too. Because I'm not gonna stay there and let you murder me. Fuck this shit. Especially I've done nothing. I follow the law. I've done nothing. So I'm not gonna just stand there and let you murder me. Forget it. Forget it. No. But like I said, true faith is when no matter what, that's faith. Because you don't know what's going to happen. But you just decide to do the right thing. You just decide to walk the right path. And as you'll see, everything will align. And there's also that too. You got to because there's this video, you should look it up. Dr. Bruce Lipton. Even though the way he said it, I don't like it. Because he said that's why rich people will always be rich, poor people will always be poor. Yeah, that's true, but you can say it in a different way. But basically, he used the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And you can find that book on Amazon for like $5. I don't know if you can find it for free. Probably you could if you Google it up. But the thing is, it was this Japanese boy who had two dads. He had his dad, who was poor, and his adopted dad, who was rich. So he said when his poor dad saw something he couldn't afford, he said, man, I can't get that. That's too expensive. I'll never be able to get that. Versus the rich dad, he's like, I'll get it. I just got to save money and I'll get it later. That's how a rich person thinks. So they never say that I will never. You just find a way. Find a way, build a momentum with saving money. Find a way. Organize your life a way to get what you want. That's how rich people think. The same way when you finally get that money, don't go spend it in like big cars and big shit. No, man. Yeah, I do spend a little of my wages. But like right now, 60% of my check is invested in capitals now. Because I would like to retire. I don't want to live fancy, but I would like to at least retire when I am 80. Because now we live in a country like you 80 years old and you work at Walmart.
Exactly.
Because your check don't mean shit. When they finally retire and they got their 401k like $500,000, but before you know it, a couple years later, that money gone. Because you got bills, baby. Yeah, probably I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm not gonna spend my retirement here. Shit, I'll go to Europe. Because Because they say if you're not gonna want to go to Europe, you can go like to probably Nicaragua. No, was it Costa Rica? Costa Rica. Because like the cheapest place you could live now is either Colombia, which is now in trouble. You can't go to Colombia anymore. Actually, there's cities in Mexico where you could go. Yeah. And actually, there's a city now in Brazil where Americans started going, African Americans, Salvador. Because Salvador was like the refuge point for all the Maroons, the escaped slaves. So they started going there too. Because Salvador is like 90% black. But that's where like Americans started going. There's white Americans, they go to Hariri and Mexico. But it's super, super, super cheap to live there. And it seems that it's quiet. There's no like gun shooting or trafficking or whatever. When you think about it, there's trouble everywhere around the world, not just in Mexico or in Colombia. Like right here, they're picking on black police. Slave patrol. Let's be real. Slave patrol is picking on innocent black people. And when it's not the slave patrol, it's one of those racist motherfuckers doing mass shooting. We're gonna kill it. Yeah, for real. For real. So it's not only like in Colombia or where Salvador or that there's insecurity. There's just as much insecurity here. Shit. You can't even sit in your own house and don't talk to nobody. You still get shot. Like the guy in Texas. That bitch police just walk in his apartment and shoot the shit out of him. Like, what the fuck for? That's why I say maybe we should arm ourselves too. Because you're not going to walk in my house and shoot me for just no. I don't agree with it. I don't. No. Especially if my motherfucking tax is paying for you. So I pay you now to come to my house and assassinate me? Fuck this. No. I mean, it is what it is, but no. And that's why they don't want to, you don't, even like, when they're talking about the revolution, the story they show you, what they tell you, it's always diluted. It's not how it is.
Of course, they slanted, you know?
Yeah, because if they tell you how it is, then you will start getting really angry. And you're going to start saying, you cannot fucking talk to me like that. And you got to notice that too. They know exactly who to pick on, the police officers. They know exactly who to pick on and who to harass. Okay? I would go as far as say, they're stalking you. And one day they're like, let me pick on that nigga. There's your date. There's your date. Because there was this. Because there was this black guy who got like beaten pretty bad, man. I think he was in his 70s. And he was driving a white Chrysler, nice car. And they stopped and beating him off on the person just because he has a nice fucking car. Because even when they started doing investigation and they got the text message from all the police who beat on him, one of them said that tonight I'm about to get a nigga. He texted that. He texted that his intent was to find a black person and beat the shit out of him. And that's exactly what he did. Because when the guy didn't do nothing, you can see he pull his hands up and waiting. And before you know it, that white cop just grabbed him by his shirt and stopped punching him. He didn't ask him anything, nothing, just stopped punching him. And he punched him 16 times on top of his head, man. 16 times. And when he booked him and put him in jail, the guy was watching the officer, laughing about it and joking about it. I mean, how the hell do you want us not to be angry? How the hell do you want me to go along with you? I do not want to go along. Because it's not right. It's not right at all. It's not right. I mean, I don't want to go out there and loot and burn shit. That's not smart. Because when you do that, you probably cut the job of another brother. That's not smart. But we organize like they used to do. Just boycott them and start buying from black business instead. Fuck them. All right. So, what's your input, Lance? I'm done with my bootleg sermon.
I got so much background noise over here from this rain coming down so hard. That's why I've been so quiet. But like I said, my sound is terrible to me. I don't know. It's just throwing me off really bad. The rain is coming down hard. There's nothing like this here in America. Sounds like the cloud is right on top of the roof. You know what I mean? But if you can hear me, let me know. In the meantime,
I hear you.
A roll call in the chat room for everyone who's there. Let us know where you are, what country, what state, what city, what township, what school you went to. Call out your ancestors, call out your family. You know, just let us know where you are. Give a shout out to somebody and just let's immortalize this moment. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was said in the chat room by Landon, damned if you do, damned if you don't. What can you do? You're not a coward if you leave, but if you stand and fight, who's going to back you up? Because the other thing too is that with as black people, you know, we punk out a lot. You know what I mean? We punk
because they want you to forgive as a Christian. Well, I ain't a fucking Christian. I'm anti-religious, so I ain't got time for that.
You and me both.
Yeah.
I'm very religious in preserving my life. Exactly. I'm very religious in staying alive every single day. That's my religion. That's what all of our religions need to be, that, to stay alive. Because it seems like
pretty much
religion is to kill us off, to cease for us to exist, to make it hard for our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren to live, because they're setting up for that too. The things they do to us immediately, that's what we see. But what about the things on the road on how they're doing? Let me tell you something real quick, something that maybe, and I hope everybody can hear me as they put their roll call out. Like I said, it's raining real bad here, which is a good thing, you know what I mean? Because it's natural land, powerful nature. But there's a thing called atrazine, right? I'm gonna pull it up and drop it inside. I spoke about it before, and it's a fertilizer that they use in America and all over the world. There's a black man who was some type of professor, and he did a study on this thing, and come to find out that it turns, in the study with frogs, it turns male frogs into female frogs that actually lay eggs, atrazine. And they use it heavier in California, Texas, and Florida, but it's all over. I don't know if they've banned it now because there was a big fuss about it a couple of years ago, but guess what? I did a show the other day talking about how they're hijacking the culture and trying to get this Western mentality.
Oh yeah, I was listening to it. Yeah.
It kind of pissed me off when I see some of the guys now putting out videos who are the so-called stars here in Ghana that may not be worldwide, but they have their own little thing. Like when you see India, they have their own little Bollywood type thing. Nigeria, yes. They have it here in Ghana. So there's a whole lot of different stars that we see. People go crazy over these people. Like, who is that? Well, anyway, a lot of these young rappers coming up, they're following behind what they see happen in America and corporate rap, where it's all about money. It's all about half-naked women at all costs. They're not
demeaning behaviors, man. Really demeaning behaviors.
Yeah. And so now I'm seeing that infiltrate over here, which is a seed that they're going to plant that's going to manifest in the next 10, 15 years as the younger kids who have no filters see this stuff and just gravitate toward it because they hear a good beat. Now, here's the other thing. I'm walking through the Medina market and I'm seeing all these different types of pesticides and fertilizers and stuff really that you shouldn't be using. Like, okay, when you have your garden, you should take some neem oil, water it down and spray it on your plants. It takes care of everything.
Yes, easy as that.
Yeah, I have a big thing of neem oil over here too. But what did I see? 65% of what I saw being sold is straight up atrazine, not something diluted, not something put in the fertilizer.
That's messed up.
Straight
That's really
up atrazine.
Yeah, whatever the shit they cannot sell in there here, they just bring it to third world countries or like in Africa. Like, what the fuck?
Right. So I couldn't believe it. So I was telling the person, I said, you know what this is? You know what this stuff does? I forgot. It's not 100%, but the majority of it is like 60-something, 70-something percent. If they start using that stuff over here and we start eating from what we grow with that stuff on there, and they're trying to push the LGBT.
Yeah, exactly. Now I know where you're going, and it sounds like it. Yes.
Yeah. But I have to say, the president, a lot of religious leaders, they ain't going for it over here. But UK is trying to use their people to trying to influence it, and even the US. But see, this is the thing. Ghana has a very good economy. It's just that the people here and what's going on have not connected all the way. So you have someone say, what do you mean the economy is good? If you tap in it right, but you have to think. And I was speaking to a restaurant owner, give her a shout out, Sister Mercy. I was speaking with her about that. And if you get creative in your thinking, you can make a lot of money here, but it shouldn't be just about coming to make money. It should be about helping the people that are here with what you do and influencing them to think beyond.
Yeah, you must have the community and mentality. Yes.
Exactly. So the thing I want to say with the atrazine, the LGBT, the whole school system where they make you have an English name, right? And you ask a child what their name is and say, oh, my name is John Smith. What are you talking about? That's not your name. Give me your real name. Then they'll give you the real name. The young girls have to cut their hair when they're in school as a sign of or way of not liking your hair, the way it grows. Okay, people style things, I understand that. But it's all about self-hate and denial of who you are. And they're taking their time and they're clipping away at what we are. So according to that plan, if they have their way 20 years from now, a place like Ghana will be completely different because they know there's money here.
Yeah, because that's how they do it. The Americans. That's they're started by propaganda. That's the first, when they cannot get in your politics and your market, they start with the propaganda. So the rap song, that's the start of it, the propaganda. Because if you read Machiavelli, that's what he said to the prince. If you want to get to conquer a city, you get to the people first. You get to know the people. That's how you infiltrate and get us in the city. Even Susong, who wrote The Art of War, he said it's not, it's costly to just go there and waste money and conquering a city. So it's better, like, if you can find a way where there's no fighting to conquer the city. There's no, so that's the easiest way and the smartest way to do it. So for years now, that's how Americans been doing. Like for the German, they use their movies, like propagandist movies. For Russia, it was the painting and dance. They use art to infiltrate the USSR and change the mentality of people. They did it in Korea. They did it in Vietnam. That's how they do it. So probably that's the same thing with the LBGT propaganda they're saying this is show in Africa. Look, I'm all for equal rights, but anytime the United States is asking something from a third world country, there's something that they want. There's a resource that they want. It's not from the goodness of their heart, ever. There is something that they want. Ghana is rich with resources. Nigeria is way, way rich with resources. That's why the more resources you have, the more fucked up the country will be. That's why the Republic of Congo, Nigeria, they're all fucked up. Because the more resources you have, the more fucked up your country will be.
With corruption and greed and stuff of the sort.
Oh yeah, they just pay one tribe more than the other and actually create the fight between tribes. So you so focused killing your own brother that you don't see the white man taking all your fucking resources. Did you know that the United States do 3,000 military excursion right here? I mean, in Africa. 3,000.
Yes,
what the fuck for? And it says for what terrorism? What terrorism?
Oh, they'll manufacture some terrorism to justify themselves being
there. They're the one manufacturing goddamn
in the name of helping the country.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, nah, because that's what. And the thing is, it's an Oreo cookie Obama who came with that bullshit. Africa.
But I heard somebody say in the comment section of another video I was watching, and it's so true, and I want to put it out there. They say that Accra, Ghana, but actually Accra is the new Miami of the planet Earth. Like whatever, it's the new Miami, except there's no white people. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Because, for example, in South Africa, where it's really, I mean, that's why we did. Julius Malema really need our support with the EFF, and that's the same thing again. The momentum. Okay, he's not talking about giving them money, even though they are taking donation, the EFF. But the ultimate goal is to have, for all Africans to have the right also to the same wealth. It's kind of fucked up that 10% of the population have all the fucking land and all the money, and conveniently, they are descendants of fucking slavers and colonizers. And they are just as racist as their ancestors. It's not right. It's not right at all. Because you know your ancestors stole the land from them. Give them the fucking land back. Probably I'll be on Fox News now.
They'll be calling you soon. Trust me. I've had my moments.
But no, yeah. Yeah, and you should they start giving him the same, portray him the same way that he's radical, he's extremist. But no, take a minute and really listen to Julius Malema. Listen to how he speaks. Even actually watch how EFF organized the people. It's very touching and moving. You know, and their goal is a righteous goal for everybody have equal rights to the land, to South African land. But I think the first move is to try to unite the tribe. I don't know if it's what he's doing, but as long as you because even in Haiti, I think they're still trying to unite the tribe because his personal guard were the rebel Polish, because the French would recruit Polish to fight for them, but they rebelled against the French. So his personal guard were the Dahomes, which is Benin now. Because the Dahomes were tall and very strong warriors, and the Polish. But I think the ultimate goal is to just like is get like Ghana is not so bad. Is to become just like Botswana, who actually managed to gather the tribe. Like now, there's a consensus. You do not have to fight. You can just talk about it. I think that's why Botswana did not want China all up their ass like that. They didn't want the Chinese money like that because the Chinese, even though they give you infrastructure, unlike the white colonizers, yeah, Chinese, they're really unethical. But at least they give you infrastructures. At least you give me a house.
They're ruthless, and trust me, they're not giving it to you because they like you, but they give you
No,
money.
I know. It's the same resources. Yeah, same thing. They want your resource. But man, if you give me a couple of roads, a couple of palaces, well, I guess you're a better master. I don't know. But no, we're still colonizer. Colonizer's a colonizer. But Botswana was, because, that's what China's been doing. It's pretty much the same as the American. They fund one tribe over the other. And now you're so busy fighting that you don't see them taking all your resources. Because I find that really fucked up that the Chinese can come with their own army or even their own goddamn police. They have their own police station in South Africa, and I don't remember where else. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck? It's not your country. You get them the fuck out. I mean, I understand that we have business interests, but keep it to business. Don't bring your stupid ass army and police here. Now, I'm saying we need to stop fighting between tribes. Stop like saying one tribe is better than how so? One tribe can possibly be better than the other, because for 500 years, the colonizers' boot is still on your goddamn neck. So how better y'all are over the other? How? So it's the same thing like what the previous ambassador of Africa, what's her name? Because she got fired because she basically was talking like I do, especially when she talked about the Berlin conference. So and they fired her because she was talking against French, like how France is trying to get back in favor of African, and because that just in a week. Every time you talk about uniting Africa, something happens. The first one was Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, right? And I don't know how many times they tried to assassinate him. I think he died in exile, but for several times. He tried to reunite, all the countries. Because even she said the same thing, that the only way you'll be strong. And now Akon is saying it too. He started saying it. That the only way Africa will be stronger against everybody else is to not only the countries, but the tribes. Like, stop the tribal fighting and, fuss it, stop it. Because it's not in your interest at all. Because why you doing this bullshit, white man and Chinese are taking all your goddamn, not in China, now India too. Because like in South Africa, this is how it's fucked up. White people have the land, the Indian has the banks. And now, white people are using Indian to put black people in their places in South Africa. What the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, because even in the parliament, you hope because I watch when they're like, for example, Malema is talking to them. I mean, they don't like him. He's a threat. He's a threat. But not like a radical threat.
They're not supposed to like you when you're doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, because not in their pocket interest.
If too many people like me, I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah. The same thing with Gaddafi. True. Gaddafi was crazy, man. Whoo! That nigga was crazy. He was crazy. Because he would murder his opponent left and right. He would have sponsored terrorism to terrorize Israel, England, German, the Americans. Nah. That's not how you do things. At the end, he stopped doing that because it damaged his reputation. But at the same time, you got to see what Gaddafi did. He was actually the first, well, he was the only Libyan president anyway, the first who actually apologized for the slave trade that happened in Libya, because one of the, besides Ghana, Libya was one of the trading point where they were trading. So he apologized for that. But Libya, he participated in the Trans-Pacific slave trade, where we export slave to like Saudi Arabia, China, or India. So he apologized for it. But not only that, he fought for equal rights. So, and before the Americans got rid of him, women and men had equal rights. And actually, his personal guard were women. But now, I mean, if you know what Gaddafi stood for, and you look at Libya now, it's like, I'm speechless. Now it's a land of ISIS. Yeah, it's a land of ISIS and fucking psychopathic rapists, because they rape everything that comes, everything. The men, women, children. Yeah, there's a document in Al Jazeera. It's not only they rape you, but they like shove stuff in your anus. It's like, damn. How can you be that cruel, man? I mean, it's already bad. You're like humiliating them. Then you got to shove stuff up their ass too. Like some man, like they're not right now. They're have asylum. And I forgot where, like in Morocco or in Italy. And for example, from that experience, their private part are still bleeding from that rape. So even though they had multiple surgery.
What's the fascination with that?
I know, not me. It's not the fascination. It's that actually you did that. Not only the rape, but you like pretty much, and they do that to women too. I mean, what the fuck? Like basically, if you're an opponent, you don't like what you're saying, they'll rape you. If you like a different tribe, they don't like what you're saying, they'll rape you. Like, what the fuck? Who behaves like that? And they restarted the slave trade. And there was this guy, I don't know why, like you hear CNN like, oh, the slave trade, but it never showed what the guy was saying. The guy was saying the reason they were doing the slave trade, they're letting African like cross that they would the organs trade, because you can just rip their organs from them and sell it to the white people. That's what it was.
That's why so many are missing.
Yeah. He said there's a reason why you never would find, for example, like the Syrian or whatever in the ocean. You wouldn't find their bodies because they collect their organs. He knows because he tried to escape 5 times. So he saw some shit. He was sold 5 times to 5 different masters. But he actually says it in French. So I think there's subtitle. But man, I cried when I saw that. I mean, and it's kind of amazing to see he's able to smile, because after all of that, like, you know, he's still able to smile. And was he Nigerian? I don't remember, because he spoke French, but I don't remember which country he came from. But it's still on YouTube where he told what happened. Because some of those videos, I bookmarked them. You know, when it's so impactful like that, I bookmarked them on YouTube for if I want to go back and watch them again. But yeah.
And pretty soon they're going to limit what we have out here to share on video on the internet and different things. So we better get this stuff and download it while we can.
Exactly. Yeah, as much as you can. You download it. Yeah, you're right about that. Like me, I kind of get the transcript from Baina Belot, the Haitian activist. Like when I listen to her speeches, I mean, when you listen to her, it's just like you listen to Fred Hampton or you're listening to Kwame Ture. That's how she keeps it real. But yet again, you know, you find people talking down to her and like it discredit her from all the work she did. So. Yeah, it's not exactly crab in the barrel. It's just we need to get rid of the tribalism. Because even that's why African American cannot organize, because the white men use that against us, the tribalism, that one is better than the other. Basically, that's what they create when they promote some of us besides the other. So basically, they created that tribe mentality still among us. That's why you find phenomena like Kanye West talking all kind of shit that made no goddamn sense. No, it's sad.
When he said slavery was a choice, remember that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why would you say slavery? Why would you say some dumb shit like that, man? Slavery is not a choice. Because if it was a choice, why do white people kill Bookman and everybody else that revolted with him?
You know what? I can see why he said that. You know why? He chose to marry Kim Kardashian. So that's slavery.
Right there. No, but we say it probably has something to do with what Chappelle said. Because Chappelle got his show, the ownership of his show. And he said in a speech, thank you to the public, because he said it word for word, he did not have to suck a dick to get his show back. So probably, yeah, he said that word for word on stage. Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. I'm like, whoa, then what? Then it's true. Once you get in order to make it to Hollywood or whatever, you basically have to hoe up. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Big time.
And there was a video I saw, I don't remember who said it, but he said, that's how you know they're hoeing up. It's ones like, remember the rappers or whatever, you see them dressing up like women in the show, you know what's up. Because Chappelle never wanted to do it. He did. They came with that purpose. He's like, no. But since he said no, first he lost the ownership of his show. Then, and that's why he said he had to go to Africa, because he started doing shit to fuck with his head. So he got so pervasive that he just left. He didn't even tell his wife. He just bounced. And I agree with him.
Yeah, people couldn't believe that he walked away from $50 million, but I wouldn't want to compromise myself.
They weren't going to give him that $50 million. They never did. They weren't going to. Actually, they reduced it to $5 million. They weren't going to give him $50 million.
Wow.
Yeah, he said that too. They are going to give it to him. So that's why I agree with him. I would rather leave. Because the condition was for him to wear a dress and that's disgusting. Come on, man. I mean, it's not disgusting for a man to wear a dress, but don't push that on a person. That's disgusting. You know? It's not disgusting for a man to want a man, but it's disgusting when you know the other man is straight and you're pushing that on him. That's disgusting. It's not cool.
And it's imagery. It's to blur the lines of gender.
Yeah, that's sexual harassment, whether you like it or not. You know? Especially if you know the person is not like that. That's sexual harassment and sexual assault. And it's more pervasive among women than among men. Because that's why, for example, the history of sexuality was never focused on lesbian, but mostly on gay men. Because they pretty much keep it on the down low. But I mean, I don't know how many times women hit on me. I'm like, dude, you can see I'm straight. You know, I mean, it's cool, but I mean, I don't find it flattering. I mean, I'm not like that. But it's like, you can see I'm straight, you know? It's not going to work on me.
No, but the thrill is to get you to change. That's the big thrill with many of them.
No, you cannot change people. That's not true. The same way you don't want to be with a woman, I cannot change either.
No, but that's the thrill. It's like a game. It's like a challenge. They know you're straight, but they want to see if they can.
And they use the exact same thing now to call you homophobe. Like, what the fuck? That's fucked up.
You can't win.
That's abuse of your status now. You know, I'm all for that. You want to marry, marry. You want to adopt kid. But don't push your shit on me. That's not cool. That's really not cool. Not cool. And then not the way you push it now, since I don't accept it, I don't want it, then I'm a homophobe. Like, There's a guy that got in trouble for that. But of course, he's white. Of course, he's still selling makeup. But yeah, victims were coming up left and right and saying that he was touching them and pushing them to do stuff with him. And when they refused him, he would go on social media and trash them. And he came up with that fake ass apology, crying all that bullshit. But no, that's obviously that boy's a psychopath. He's still in his way. That's a psychopath. He's a pathological. He has all the symptoms. Narcissism, pathological lying. That's a psychopath. Yeah, predator, sexual predator. Yeah, that's a sexual predator. Because when he wouldn't get them to convert, then he started like giving them gifts and like, nah, you're a fucking predator. And people are still buying makeup from him. Man, that's disgusting. Nah, man. People are, I mean, just the word, like what if, because right now, for example, I live in North Miami. The mayor right now, there's allegation of him being a rapist. I mean, alleged. Yeah. So I don't get sued. So I don't get sued. Alleged. But me, I can't vote for you. Unless you can actually prove you didn't really do it. In good conscience, I cannot vote for you. Forget it. No. No. Because most like... go ahead.
No, I'm saying all of them, they have something on each other. They're all into something. They all feel that they're above the law. That power, exactly. A little bit of power that is very intoxicating.
Exactly. Because how come we never heard that bullshit about Obama? Even though he's an Oreo cookie. Where there's smoke, there is fire.
Oh, there's some things out there about him now, but they made sure to keep it hush-hush. People are killed.
Oh, yeah, there's stuff about him. Yeah. Yeah. But it is like the same thing with Biden, allegedly. Did we trade a pussy grabber for another? Because we trade one for another.
I'm not into politics. I'm not into Donald Trump. But one thing I will say, at least he's grabbing grown women's pizzas. You know what I mean? Not little kids.
Oh, yeah, Biden, yeah. Because that lady, she gave her testimony on Vimeo. So you had to go there and listen to it. And I believed her. I listened like, God damn. Because me and Biden was my least of choices. Forget it. I'm like, it's just, because to me, that's how it was. Even though Democratic, it's one pussy grabber for another.
My dear sister, I'm going to have to wrap it down in a few minutes. There's some things that I didn't realize that I had to do, but I'm going to try to get you back on, if you can, back during the week on the regular time. So just take a few minutes and just get a few more things out of your heart. I'm sorry I didn't even realize, because I was going to try to keep you on today as long as I could, like I did the other time. I love it. And everybody in the chat room, just let Noel know how much you love her. She's free flowing. She's uninhibited. She's not scared. And she changes her look every week. She's every woman. That's why Shaka Khan sang the song, because she's scared of you.
Exactly.
But come on, give us some more. And speak a little Creole. I love when you do that. Speak to our brothers and sisters in Haiti.
Ok, cool. Merci un pile que nous gardons jeudi, mais bien content de parler pour nous. Ça parle, c'est seulement vérité. C'est vérité à seulement m'bral dire nous, parce que c'est qu'on a mieux. On est spécialement, il pas bon l'on bay menti. C'est pas moun se moi bay menti. C'est tout ou bay menti. So I was saying that it's not good to lie, because when you lie, you're not only misleading people, you're misleading your damn self too. That's how you get caught up in your own lie. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna lie right. But no. So me, that's the only thing you'll get from me. It's the truth. It's the truth. That's it. Cause me
Right. That's
even
right.
no, there's some I don't know. Maybe it's how I was raised and the era. I guess it's the my generation in Haiti. Because you could pay me $1 million, I'll still say no, man. I prefer my dignity. It's not what I am. I prefer my dignity. Because
Well,
me,
we know you're not.
yeah. Even though you see the wigs, I'm from the people, man. I've been broke. I've been poor. I've been raped. I've been robbed. I've been homeless. I had lost my dream and I started building a new dream. I've been through all of them. But I didn't let it put me down. I've been betrayed over and over and over again. And at one point in Haiti, my father died and left us absolutely nothing. And at one point, my mom lost her job, and we spent 2 days with no food in the house. I've been through all of it. But I didn't let that define me. You define who you are. I didn't let it define me. I didn't let it corrupt me. I didn't let it blacken me. No. I still choose the right path.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm so sorry my sound is jacked up, and I'm so sorry that I want to again on that. The next show that we do, I want to really tell and share a little bit about what you've been through, as much as you can tell, because I know you have a heck of a story, but most people here don't really realize it. They hear us talk about things, but I want you to share those things in a way to encourage others who are going through things right now, because when you're going through stuff, it seems like you're the only one going through it. You know what I mean? It just seems like nobody else. And so, you've come to that path and you've walked down that road, and it'll be nice for you to share and encourage and let folks know that they can get through everything also. Just got to hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
Inside.
Because every time you get angry at God, you say, why God? It's not God. God didn't abandon you. When you follow the true path, people will just attack you. It's just how it is. I keep telling my psychologist, he's like looking at me as if I'm crazy. It's the truth. Because even he keeps doing dumb shit. Like, it's the truth. When you follow the true path and you want to do the right thing, people will attack you. It's just how it is.
That's so true. That's so true. Well, Beatrice, let me run, and we're gonna come back. If you can come back in 2 days or so, or whatever, just call me. Let me know. I want to have.
Yeah, no, what we're gonna have to do, we have to do it early in the morning because of the job is 8 to 5. So we can do it like early. Well, it's not early for me, not for you.
Right, 2 hours behind you. 8 o'clock for you is 12 noon for me. So even if you said 5 in the morning, I'm okay with that, because that's 9 in the morning for you. The morning shows are always an advantage because I can always still get my sleep. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly. So it'll be like around 7 for me, which is plus 4, like 11 o'clock for you. That's what it's gonna be. Yeah.
Yes, I want to give a big shout out to She in the chat room. Yes, it's been a while. I've been on some bans. YouTube has been banning me. You know what I mean? So we're still here. I just want everybody.
That's why you should go on his side. Go on the LanceScurv because and they're still working on net neutrality. If they come with net neutrality, shit, that's some shit you won't see on YouTube anymore, or Facebook, or whatever.
For real, but YouTube is not going to last forever either. So
exactly.
It is what it is. Yeah,
it's time we create our own internet too. Don't depend on.
We're gonna do
create your own.
We're gonna do that. Yeah, I got some good plans over here. I'm not here just to stay on YouTube. I'm here for a whole. I'll be on there to say, come on over this way. But there's some things that's going to happen that's going to be popping off real good. There's going to be a big surprise and unique, 24 hours and unique. Trust me. But Beatrice, let me run. My next appointment is up. I got to do something, and
no problem. It's an hour anyway. It's cool.
Yeah. I can't get enough of you. So, and everybody else can't. They're realizing how precious you are. And I have to say how much of a tremendous communicator and writer you are. When you give me the next writing, I'm going to make sure that everybody gets to see it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to work on. That's why I keep finish all the school project. So I'll see if by Monday I submit that one to you. The one about the mass shooting.
Put the schooling first. And when everything is clear, then we can get into those things. I don't want to press you or stress you anymore because you're 6 classes and you're taking your mother back and forth to her treatments, and you have all the normal stuff to do. And you make it look easy, though. I'll tell you that much. But I'm going to talk to you later on tonight. And well, not late, but just in another hour or two. And I'm going to connect with you and make some plans of what we're going to come out with. And I'll put them in the schedule. And if I can, if I'm not banned, we'll do it live. You know what I mean? So much love. And say so long to everybody. And we'll talk in a little while.
All righty. No problem. Always a pleasure. Thank you for the bootleg sermon. Now we're going to call it Sunday bootleg sermon.
The truth is never bootleg. Trust me.
Yeah, that's true. You pay your expensive for the bootleg thing. Take care. Have a good one.
All right. Don't forget, everybody, we have tonight East Coast time, 7 p.m. Hopefully it won't be raining by then, right? The Future Blockchain Crypto Millionaires with Brother Audie Champion. Boy, I wish I had that name. That's his real name, Audie Champion. So I'm going to talk to him a little bit. We're going to prepare our presentation and stuff. We will be coming back live 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 11 p.m. for me, but 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States of America. So let me run. Let's get that prepared. And we'll probably record some things after that, and Priscilla G and myself keep the content going. It rained out here so bad, so there was no anthill. I couldn't do that. I was going to do a nice long 2-hour anthill, but tomorrow's another day. We'll make it happen. Anyway, much love, and I will see you soon. Peace.